find that suddenly we are looking at a different scenario. If we look at values, I have so far discovered and made notes of about 39, 40 permanent values in the Quran, which I'm building on, inshallah. And the first one, obviously, is the concept of Allah. When we are asked about our belief system, so we believe in Allah. But what is Allah? Who is Allah? What is Allah doing all the time? And when we read Ayat al-Kursi, we are told that He doesn't rest, He doesn't sleep. So what is He doing all the time? Do we ponder over it? Do we believe in Allah with all His Asma'ul Husna? With all His adjectives or all His beautiful names? Why did Allah take the trouble of putting so many of His Asma'ul Husna in the Quran? What was the need for it? Why not just Allah and forget about it? And then, do we believe in that personality with all the laws that He has created? The laws that govern the whole of the universe and govern our lives? If we do that, then we believe in Allah. And if we don't do that, we have a problem. Because believing in Allah in the proper sense, it is an external objective standard to develop ourselves. And when I say develop ourselves, we take the word nafs and everybody translates it as soul, purely a Christian concept. Nafs is the personality, the self, the person that Allah expects us to develop. But the verse that I've read states, and it is from Surah Hashr, verse 59, it's chapter 59, verse 19, and be not like those who forget Allah. What is Allah telling us here? وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ. Then He says, فَانْسَهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. Be not like those who forget Allah, because if you do, He will forget you. Very serious. Very, very serious. And when He forgets us, then He says, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. Then you will be the transgressor. Then you will become a transgressor. Now this concept of Allah is something that we need to ponder about. And again, as per my habit, an Urdu poet has said a beautiful thing. जब वो दो आलम का मालिक और मुख्तार है, when He is the keeper of the universe, of the heavens and the earth, वो दो आलम का मालिक और मुख्तार है, गैर के पास जाने से क्या फायदा? What the poet is saying, that Allah is part of us. Hizbullah is part of our party. We are the party of Allah. So if Allah is part of us and we know that Allah provides everything, then why do we have to go to the outsider? Ghair, outsider. बेतरफ देने वाला ने सब कुछ किया. Without us asking, He has provided us with every necessity, everything. फिर सलाह लगाने से क्या फायदा? Then why do we have to keep asking? But there is a reason for that. And the reason is that if we continue asking from Allah, even if we don't need anything, we are telling Allah that He is the boss. He is the master. He is the independent one. We are the dependent one. Allahu Samad. He is the independent one. And by so doing, as I said just now, we continue developing our nafs, our personality, our person, ourself. That's the first permanent value. Second one, and there are many, so I'm not going to go through all of them, so don't get worried. Equality as a human being, the unity in humanity. I'm not going to read the Arabic. At birth, we are equal, and the same is true when we die. The Quran declares mankind was one community. Mankind is a simple, single nation. So Allah raised Anbiya as bearers of good news and as warners, and He revealed with them the book with truth, that it might judge between people concerning that in which they differed. And not but the very people who were given it, the book that is, differed about it, and after clear arguments had come to them, envying one another. So Allah has guided by min al-haq bi-izni, by His permission, those who believe in the truth about which they differ. And Allah, man yasha ila sirat al-mustaqim, according to His law, according to His will, He guides everybody to the right path. When we're supposed to be one nation, one unity, and the funny thing in this verse is, we differed when the message came to us. Before that, when we didn't have the message, halal, haram, who cared? Making adultery, committing adultery, who cared? We were all one. We did the things very happily. But as soon as the law of Allah came to us, now we started questioning that law. Does it say so much or does it say so much? Right? Does it say so much or does it say so much? We start questioning that law. And that's where the difference is. And what Allah says, that we must use what Allah has revealed to judge ourselves in what we have differed. Next item, respect as a human being. We respect every human being. Why? Allah says in Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17, verse 70, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Hindu, Jew, Christian, Muslim, atheist, no matter what Bani Adam is, we have a duty to respect the person. Because Allah has given nobility to every human being. We don't have the right to decide. Allah decides. And what Allah says, every human being has equal respect so that there can be no discrimination due to reasons of family, tribe, race, community, nationality, religion, gender, color, language, culture, tradition. Take your choice. We cannot. And this is the reason that Muslims today are right there and the others are making progress. Everything in the universe of Allah has a beginning, has a source. You take this giant oak tree. Where does the seed end up? In the ground. Then it grows. Huh? Allah said, Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa, He created us as those who will implement the law of Allah. Take the human reproduction. Where do we start? In a cell, one cell. And if you saw it, you would run away from it. I don't touch it. But that's where we begin. You take music. It has a source. Huh? I was lucky that in my early days I was studying some music. So when I say source, I know what's a source. Right? Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. Go back to the source. In English, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do. You go to the beginning. So, everything has a source. And when we respect that source, then we will become something. In Surah Al-Araf, Allah says something. He says, and this is for those of us who receive the message and refuse to accept it. Sorry, I got to drink some water if you don't mind. So when we refuse to accept the law of Allah, what does Allah say in chapter 7, verse 176? Read the English. Don't get scared, get worried. And if we had pleased, Allah says about Himself, we would have exalted Him. لَرَفَعْنَاهُ, exalted Him, raised Him, because that's what Allah wants us to, raise ourselves. We would have exalted Him thereby. But He, that's you and I, He clings to the earth, right? We worry about the good things on the ground. We don't want to be exalted. And He follows His low desires. He follows His emotions, right? Which is open to the dictates of Iblis, low desires. And then Allah gives a parable. His parable is as the parable of the dog. And in Arabic the word kalb is used, so I'm not putting anything, my own ideas. If you drive him away, the dog, he sticks his tongue out. Right? Like he's happy. And if you leave him alone, he still sticks his tongue out. Allah is saying that. Such is the parable of the people who reject our messages. You want me to read it again? Huh? When Allah says in the Quran, لَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, that He's given nobility to humankind, and then He says that when you reject my law, you are like a dog. Compare the two. Huh? Am I Karramna Bani Adam or am I a dog? We need to look in the mirror every morning and ask that question. We allow our emotions to be dictated by our cousin, Iblis. Huh? He dictates our lives. Then in this whole warafa'ana, the raising of our nafs, the raising of our personality, Allah says in Surah 84 verse 19, لَتَرَاكُبَنَّ طَبَقًا عَنْ طَبَقًا, This is what Allah's plan is. That you shall certainly ascend, raise one stage after another. That is the purpose. You know, when we are told, وَمَا خَلَقْتَ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, very loosely we say, oh, well, Allah created us to serve Him. What is this service? Have we pondered about it? Have we looked at every verse in the Quran that talks about abd? Then only we will understand what this service is. Then, before I get to the last bit, in Surah 6 verse 158, Allah talks about how the nafs is not nourished. Make a note of that verse, 6, 158. And He doesn't talk about the converse of how the nafs should be nourished. That's for us to think and work out. Those who do not want to accept the Quran guidance and proofs present all sorts of arguments to turn away from it. That's the one where Allah says you don't nourish your nafs that way. Right? Then we are chastised in an evil way by Allah. The converse is true for those who accept. Now, the converse is not shown in that verse, but when you read the verse and you think to yourself, now what is the opposite? You have to think for yourself. And then you suddenly realize, man, this is the wrong way. The right way is somewhere else. Right? And my brothers and sisters, the purpose of life is not the physical. You know, we talk about risk. Risk is provided for the physical self and for the nafs. The same word is used. We have to ascertain. Now we are full, our stomach is full, everything is being provided for us. We find, what are we doing about our nafs? What is the risk from Razak for the nafs? That we have to work out and work towards it. And Allah gives us some ideas in the Quran. You know, we talk about the three positions of the nafs. And but there are many more explanations in the Quran. You know, the common one, before I get to this, is that the concept of tazkiyah, purification. We take the one word, zakah, and we will write volumes about it. The word zakah is part of a group of words talking about purification in the Quran 76 times in the Quran. We take the one and we want to talk about it. We want to write volumes. Read the 76 and say, no man, we don't have it right here. There's something we're missing. And if you look at Surah 12, Surah Yusuf, Allah says, and Yusuf explains it, the nafsul ammara, the lowest stage in the growth of a personality. It is as evil can be. And Allah wants us to refrain from that. Next stage, nafsul lawama, where our conscience, we start thinking, and our conscience begins to start telling us, hey man, you know, you shouldn't go that way, you should go this way. This is not right, that is right. So our conscience starts dictating. And when this happens, we reach another stage, which is the nafsul mutma'inna. It is the contented nafs, the contented self, the contented personality. And when we reach that stage, it's what? It's a good nafs, it's a dignified nafs, it's sincerity nafs, it's compassion nafs, It's a loyalty, nafs. All the good things we cannot ascribe to it. And that is the highest stage in the development of human personality. What Allah says when He reads the says, Ya ayyatuhan nafs al-mutma'inna. You are contented, you are in comfort zone. Irji ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiya fadkhuli fi ibadi wadkhuli jannati. Come, irji, come, not close to Allah, because Allah is not a physical being. Come close to the positive results of your consequences of actions that you did in the world. The positive consequences. Why? Because Allah is pleased with you, and you should be pleased with what you have done and pleased with Allah's response to you. فَادْخُلِي فِي ibadi. Remember, I started with the word abd. فَادْخُلِي فِي ibadi. Oh my servant, come. Get in. No tickets required. Get in. Free entry. فَادْخُلِي فِي ibadi وَادْخُلِي jannati. Enter this garden that you were driving yourself for, you were developing yourself for. My brothers and sisters, that is the purpose of وَمَا خَلَقْتَ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That is the purpose. To raise ourselves so that we are ready for the next dimension. May Allah get us there. May Allah teach us show us the way, guide us along the way, and may we all move in that direction. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.